like to call to order the Public Improvement Commission hearing from March 16th, 2017. The first two items are poll hearings. The first item on a petition by Eversource Energy to install one new utility pole on West Howell Street, Dorchester, located on its southwesterly side, northwest of Boston Street. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Sheila Gillis, and I'm here on behalf of Eversource. We request a grant of location to install one pole on West Howell Street. This pole is to provide service to the South Bay Center project.
So is this coordinated with the overall plan for the South Bay project relative to the new sidewalk improvements? This is not going to create an ADA issue?
I don't know what you're...
There's a whole new roadway concept here where they're rebuilding all the roadways, putting in new sidewalks, etc.
Yeah, these poles are in line with a line of utility poles. And West Howell is out of the, like, those aren't the major streets that they're reconstructing. West
Yeah, but
Howell's
this
right
is
on the
right where
border.
the scrub a dub is, right? This is that area we talked about?
Cross,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we know what the sidewalk width would be between the pole and the curb?
No, I mean, we know that there's a line of utility poles on both of these streets.
Is this the section where there is no sidewalk?
No,
No.
I think there's a,
There was a sidewalk.
It's across the street from where there's no sidewalk.
So we maintain ADA
Yeah.
clearance?
yeah,
It won't be creating a new pinch point.
right. Yeah, the thing you're talking about is on directly opposite side of the street.
Any other questions or comments? Amy or Todd?
No.
Up to the public? All right. Hearing none. Accept the motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the petition by Eversource Energy to install one utility pole on West Howell Street in Dorchester, located on the southwesterly side, northwest of Boston Street.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. The second item is on a petition by Eversource Energy to install one new utility pole on Enterprise Street, Dorchester, located on its northeasterly side, southeast of Willow Court. Go, Sheila.
We request a grant of location to install one pole on Enterprise Street. This pole is also part of the South Bay Center project.
Again, I'll ask the same question, ADA accessibility? Yep.
Any other questions or comments? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the petition by Eversource Energy to install one new utility pole on Enterprise Street, Dorchester, located on its northeasterly side of southwest of Willow Court.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you.
The next item is a continuation. This is on a petition by National Grid for the making of specific repairs within Commonwealth Avenue, Boston proper, located on both sides, generally between Amory Street and University Road / Carlton Street, consisting of 4 new ventilation posts. This was new business on February 2nd, February 16th, and March 2nd. This is as shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Specific Repair Plans, National Grid, Commonwealth Avenue, Boston, 3 sheets dated March 1st, 2017. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Jeff O'Donnell. I'm an engineer with CHA Consulting here on behalf of National Grid. With me this morning is Peter Nagel from National Grid, here for the continuation as discussed. As we understand, we have 3 outstanding items that we are still trying to address. The first of which is the grant of location approval for the actual gas main facility that this casing will be contained within. That is still in process, so we have nothing to update on that. Number 2 is the agreement between National Grid and the city. It's our understanding that both legal teams have spoken and that that is progressing. However, it is not complete. And the third is the decorative or the visual impact of these vent posts. CHA, at the end of the last meeting, went out and did a visual inspection of certain areas in the city around Government Center or near Old City Hall, around the Public Garden, around the Boston Common, and up and down Commonwealth Avenue from Arlington to St. Paul. There are, in those areas, there may be 3 or 4 different styles of poles that are available or potential that we could make these vent posts look similar to. The one that we've pretty much chosen and want to submit for consideration is the pedestal upon which the city's fireboxes sit. The fireboxes are a black pedestal, scalloped ornamental, up to about 3 to 4 feet in height, upon which a red box sits. Everyone knows them all through the city. What we would like to do and what we've asked the city engineer is to provide us with some specifications for those structures, such that we can confirm whether or not the interior diameter of those structures will meet the needs to allow us to still install a 2-inch steel casing, or 2-inch steel vent pipe within it, and still allow it to vent to atmosphere. Once we have that and the other 2 items, hopefully we will be prepared to close this. Are there any questions?
Thank you for your time to do the due diligence around finding a better design for the actual pole. Appreciate it. So it sounds like there's a few outstanding items that still need to get covered over the next few weeks. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah. So you're going to continue until March 30th?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to continue this item to March 30th, 2017.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. So you're doing it on the 3rd every day.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you. Our first public hearing item is on a joint petition by JCHE Leventhal Inc. and the Boston Redevelopment Authority for the abandonment of any and all rights to travel that the public may have had on Atwood Road, a private way in Brighton from Chestnut Hill Ave to its easterly terminus. This was new business on February 16th, 2017. This is as shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department Engineering Division Abandonment Plan, Atwood Road, Brighton, one sheet dated September 13th, 2016.
Good morning, Chairman and members of the Commission. Ruth Silman with Nixon Peabody on behalf of the Jewish Community Housing for the Elderly. Applicant Janet Carlson from the BRA is kind enough to be here as well. With respect to the abandonment of Atwood Road, as you may recall from a few weeks ago, the JCHE entity owns the majority of Atwood Road, but the BRA owns a sliver of it, which is why we are now co-petitioners. We've been to the BRA board and gotten the authorization for the BRA to sign the petition and to enter into this matter. And so we've presented the engineering report. All utilities have signed off. All any parties in interest have signed off. And so we're happy to answer any questions. And gentlemen, is that anything else to say? Okay. And I'm sorry, with me also is Sean Foster from Stantec Engineering.
And Ruth, I think you covered this last time, and you might have just covered it now, but the fire department is one of those folks who has also signed off.
The fire department has signed off, and in addition, we have a private party agreement between my clients and the fire department with an LMI for some landscaping that we are proposing on the fire department property that we are willing to install and maintain. And I have a signed agreement that I will give to Chong that Connie Wong from the fire department has agreed to, and will have her client sign as well.
And we'll just, when the meter is put in, then the water main will become their property. So we'll discontinue it with the understanding that all of that will happen. And I'm sure it will. I hope it's not like that'll, do you know the status of that?
Yeah, we won't record the abandonment until the meter pit's put in.
Said Amy. Do you understand that, Todd?
We won't record the abandonment until we hear from you.
Thank you.
We're
If
all-
I'm still here.
Yeah.
That's not an option.
Any other questions or comments?
No, all set.
Jamie or Todd?
No, we're good.
Public? All right. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the joint petition by JCHE Leventhal Inc. and the BRA for the abandonment of any rights into travel that the public might have had on Atwood Road in Brighton from Chestnut Hill Ave to its easterly terminus, as shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department Engineering Division, abandonment plan for Atwood Road in Brighton dated September 13th, 2016.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. The next item is on a joint petition by the Jewish Community Housing for the Elderly, 3 Inc., and the Boston Redevelopment Authority for the making of specific repairs within Chestnut Hill Ave, Brighton, located on its easterly side, generally south of Wiltshire Road, consisting of curb, sidewalk, roadway, driveway, curb cut reconstruction, as well as new and relocated pedestrian ramps, specialty pavement, street trees, street lighting infrastructure, and traffic signal infrastructure. This was new business on February 16th, 2017. This is as shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Specific Repair Plan, Jewish Community Housing for the Elderly, JCHE, 132 Chestnut Hill Avenue, Brighton, 5 sheets dated December 21st, 2016.
Good morning. Again, this petition is for the actual development of the project, which is on property currently owned by the BRA, thus the joint petition. JCHE is the designated developer, and we hope that this afternoon the BRA board will grant the final designation, and we hope to close on the property with the financing and commence construction a little bit later this spring. The specific repairs are shown on the plan. We do have an LMI agreed to and signed by my client that I will give to Chong with respect to those improvements, and we're happy to answer any questions that you may have.
We received the construction management plan as of a few days ago, well under review with my engineers, and they report back to me right now that there doesn't seem to be any conflict, so they're recommending that this go forward.
We appreciate that. Thank you. I believe that there's also been a TAPA that's been submitted to BTD.
Any other comments or questions?
No, it's all signed off.
Amy or Todd? Members of the public? All right. I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the joint petition by the Jewish Community Housing for the Elderly and the Boston Redevelopment Authority for the making of specific repairs within Chestnut Hill Avenue, as read into the record by the chair and as shown on the set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Specific Repair Plan, Jewish Community Housing for the Elderly, 132 Chestnut Hill Avenue, Brighton, 5 sheets dated December 21st, 2016.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. The third item is on a joint petition by Fan Pier Development, LLC, 50 Liberty LLC, 10 Fan Pier Boulevard, LLC, and 22 Liberty Trust for the widening and relocation of the existing right-of-way lines of Fan Pier Boulevard, the private way open to public travel in South Boston on its southeasterly side between Liberty Drive and Waterside Avenue. This was new business on March 2nd, 2017. This is as shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Widening and Relocation Plan, Fan Pier Boulevard, private way, open to public travel, South Boston, 1 sheet dated February 2017.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm John Schmidt with Niche Engineering. With me is Richard Martini from the Fallon Company. This is really a housekeeping exercise. We were here in 2015 when we had these private ways approved by this commission. Through construction of the building, it actually ended up 3.5 feet further to the east than originally anticipated. So in doing so, we have to modify the right-of-way to widen and relocate Fan Pier Boulevard, and the next ask will be to discontinue a portion of Marina Park Drive. The area in question is here, right along the building face, where we are proposing to widen and relocate Marina Park Drive. I'm the Fan Pier Boulevard.
Any questions, comments?
No, this has all been explained.
Amy or Todd? Members of the public? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the joint petition by Pan Pier Development LLC, 50 Liberty LLC, and 10 Fan Pier Boulevard LLC, and 22 Liberty Trust for widening and relocation of Fan Pier Boulevard as described and read into the record by the chair. Shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, a widening and relocation plan for Fan Pier Boulevard in South Boston. The 1 sheet is dated February 2017.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. So moved. The next item is on a petition by Fan Pier Development, LLC, 50 Liberty LLC, and 10 Fan Pier Boulevard, LLC, for the abandonment of any and all rights to travel the public may have had on a portion of Marina Park Drive, a private way, South Boston, on its northwesterly side between Liberty Drive and Waterside Avenue. This was new business on March 2nd, 2017. This is as shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Abandonment Plan, Marina Park Drive, Private Way, Open to Public Travel, South Boston, one sheet dated February 2017.
Good morning, Commissioners. John Schmidt with Niche Engineering, and to my right is Richard Martini from the Fallon Company. So we are now asking to discontinue the portion of the private way in which the building encroaches into. It's approximately 3.5 feet wide by 187 feet, as shown on the plan behind.
Any questions or comments? Jamie or Todd? Comments from the public? All right, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the joint petition by the Fan Pier Development LLC, 50 Liberty LLC, and 10 Fan Pier Boulevard LLC for the abandonment of any and all rights to travel the public may have had on a portion of Marina Park Drive, is read into the record by the chair and as shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Abandonment Plan, Marina Park Drive, Private Way, Open to Public Travel, South Boston, one sheet dated February 2017.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The next item is on a petition by Seaport Square Development LLC, the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority, and the Boston Redevelopment Authority for the acceptance of a pedestrian easement adjacent to Seaport Boulevard, South Boston, located on its southwesterly side between addresses number 55 and 57 and number 65, generally at the terminus of Farnsworth Street. This was new business on March 2nd, 2017. This is as shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Pedestrian Easement Plan, number 55-57 Seaport Boulevard, number 65 Seaport Boulevard, South Boston, one sheet dated January 2017.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission. I'm Peter Kohansky from Goulston and Storrs. On behalf of the petitioners, Janet Carlson is with me for the BPDA. We would like to request a 2-week continuance of this item as well as the next 3. As you know, there are a bunch of different parties to all of these actions. We're proceeding with all the documents. I think we're in good shape, no substantive issues, but 2 weeks will allow the BRA to take title to the land and then put on the water and sewer easement and the other easements for the utilities. So we think 2 weeks will be enough time.
There were no issues in
No,
clouding this, just some time?
That's right. That's right. We know we've actually made really good progress. There are 4 different utilities besides water and sewer, and so we've been coordinating. They've all been responsive. No issues that I know about, but we could use 2 weeks.
Comments about the continuation? I'll entertain a motion for the continuation.
I'll make a motion to approve the continuation as requested by the proponent for items 5, 6, and 7 for 2 weeks.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Amy, Tucker, Rock. Yep. Okay. You got Peter and we've got.
Oh, did you do 8?
They didn't do 8.
Yeah, we'll have to go through 6, 7, and 8 individually.
Great. Thank you.
Stay.
Stay.
Yep. The next item is on a joint petition by WS Block J LLC, the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority, and the Boston Redevelopment Authority for the granting of a sidewalk cafe license for seasonal outdoor seating within a public pedestrian easement adjacent to Seaport Boulevard, South Boston, located on its southwesterly side at addresses number 55-57, generally at the terminus of Farnsworth Street and consisting of seating for 12 persons and approximately 244 square feet with said pedestrian easement. This was new business on March 2nd, 2017. This is as shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Cafe Seating Plan, 55-57 Seaport Boulevard, Boston, one sheet dated December 2016.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Peter Kohansky from Goulston and Storrs. We'd like to request, on behalf of all of the petitioners, a 2-week continuance of this item.
Any questions or comments by the Commission? Amy or Todd, members of the public? All right, I'll entertain a motion for this item to continue it for 2 weeks.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so moved. Our next item is on a joint petition by H3 Partners LLC, the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority, and the Boston Redevelopment Authority for the granting of a sidewalk cafe license for seasonal outdoor seating within a public pedestrian easement adjacent to Seaport Boulevard, South Boston. This is located on its southwesterly side at address number 65, generally the terminus of Farnsworth Street, and consisting of seating for 16 persons and approximately 280 square feet within said pedestrian easement. This was new business on March 2nd, 2017. This is as shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Cafe Seating Plan, 65 Seaport Boulevard, Boston, one sheet dated December 2016.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Peter Kohansky, on behalf of all of the joint petitioners, I'd like to request a 2-week continuance of this item as well.
Any questions or comments on the request for the continuance or on this project? I'm here, Todd, members of the public. I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the petition to continue for 2 weeks' time to March 30th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. All right, our next item is on a petition by WS Block J LLC for the granting of a projection license for the installation of marquees over portions of the public sidewalks of the following locations in South Boston. This was new business on March 2nd, 2017. The locations are Seaport Boulevard on its southwesterly side at address number 65, generally between Farnsworth Street and Thompson Place, and at Seaport Boulevard within a pedestrian easement on its southwesterly side at address number 65, generally at the terminus of Farnsworth Street. This is as shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Signage Plan, 65 Seaport Boulevard, Boston, one sheet dated December 2016.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Peter Kohansky from Goulston and Storrs. On behalf of the petitioner, we'd like to request a 2-week continuance of this item as well.
Any questions or comments on the request for continuation? No. Amy or Todd? Nope. Members of the public? Okay. I'll entertain a motion for continuance.
I'll make a motion to continue item number 8 on today's agenda for Seaport Boulevard to be continued to March 30th, 2017.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Moving on to new business. Our first item is 839 Beacon Street, Minor Street, Boston proper, vertical discontinuances, projection license, earth retention license, on a set of joint petitions by Minor Realty, Inc. and the Boston Redevelopment Authority.
16 tries.
Good morning. Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission, Ruth Silman with Nixon Peabody on behalf of the owner of the property, Minor Realty Trust, and the developer entity, Minor Realty, Inc. We are here, this is a project in the Audubon Circle neighborhood. There's currently a 2-story abandoned building there, and the proposal that has been approved by the BRA through small project review is to construct a multifamily residential building with 45 units and approximately 4,200 square feet of commercial space on the first floor, with 30 parking spaces, some under the building and some to the rear at grade. And we are here for 3 items before the Commission. With me is Jim White, from H.W. Moore. Also, Keith Jones from PCA, the architect, and Gary Stoloff from Waypoint KLA, the development consultant. Jim will do most of the kind of description, but we're here for a projection license. The project is on the corner of Beacon Street and Minor Street. So we're here for a projection license for vertical discontinuances along a section of Minor Street, and the BRA is here as a co-petitioner on that, and we are going through the demonstration project and taking process this afternoon at the BRA board, and then an earth retention request. So, Jim?
Good morning. My name is Jim White from H.W. Moore. As Ruth mentioned, we're here for 3 different petitions. The first one is a temporary earth retention system. They're extended in the sidewalk from Beacon Street and then along Minor Street for the length of the building. Shown on the earth retention system plan that was submitted, it's a temporary earth retention system to allow for the construction of the basement foundations and footings. This existing basement that we removed and a new footings and foundation system we put in the for the building, new building. This has been reviewed by Boston Water and Sewer. We did add monitoring systems on a nearby water line, make sure the water line doesn't move during the installation of the sheeting. The second petition is for a proposed projection over Beacon Street. It extends approximately 3 feet out from the building on the public right-of-way, and extends to about the length of the building, about 82 feet, has 10-foot clearance underneath the projection. The third petition is for proposed discontinuance on Minor Street. There are 2 locations. Both of them extend approximately 1.92 feet out from the property line of the building into the Minor Street public way, and they're both about 12 feet long. So those are the 3 petitions we have from you today.
And on the discontinuance, it starts, it's 30 feet high before you actually get to the where it projects out. Is that correct?
It starts at the second floor, correct.
The elevation
30 feet.
3.75, the sidewalks at 18.5.
Got it.
Yeah. The commercial space will not have that projection. It's for, in essence, a bay, but
Got it.
it's not a bay, it's not just a bay window because there's an area to stand underneath it. And then the projections on the Beacon Street side are for the undulation of the building, which architecturally is something that was important to the city as well as to the architects to match, in essence, the historical buildings that are just to the south or east.
So on your earth retention system, obviously, my role is to basically maximize public use of sidewalks and roadways as it relates to construction. I noticed that your sheet pile line on the Minor Street side is 6 inches, yet you show details along Beacon Street as 3 feet. Any reason for that?
We were trying to avoid a drainage structure at that corner, and so we shifted the sheeting in to avoid the drainage structure as close as possible.
Which, from what I'd like to see, is 6 inches all around the building to utilize and maximize the sidewalk area. Did you submit a construction matter plan on this? I don't recall seeing anything on this. Yes.
There is, the construction management plan's been approved.
Has he approved that? Okay. TAPA?
We didn't,
Construction management plan was handed by.
Please step up and state your name.
I'm sorry. Gary Stoloff, Waypoint KLA. I'm the project manager for the owners. The construction management plan has been signed off by all appropriate city agencies.
There's only one agency that signs off on that.
Okay.
There-
Well,
the-
okay. And that's you. Your assistant, I believe, Stephen, is the Kaplan Construction is our general contractor. They handled it.
and this is a small project review project, so there was no need for a TAPA, right?
Okay, so getting back to the earth retention system, I'd like to see that minimized on the sidewalk area. So please take a look at that.
Review that.
We do have other construction in the area. Right now, Audubon Circle's under full reconstruction. What's your proposed construction schedule at this point?
We plan to start demolition the first week of April.
First week of April. So we have the marathon coming up. I don't think we'll be doing it the first week of April. We'll be in contact with you on that.
And what's the projected construction duration? How long do you think the
Well, the contractor says 16 months, I say 14 months, somewhere between there.
Any other questions or comments on the 3 requests?
No, we've approved this, so we're all set.
Okay. Maybe to members of the public? All right, will 2 weeks be enough time?
Yes.
Okay. See you 2 weeks on March 30th.
Thank you so much.
The next item of new business is 171-172 Tremont Street, Avery Street, Mason Street, Boston proper. Vertical discontinuances on a set of joint petitions by 171 Tremont LLC and the Boston Redevelopment Authority.
Wherever you're from.
Well, my name is Jessica. I'm with and 71 Tremont is located on the corner of Tremont Street and Avery Street. So on the corner of Avery Street and Mason Street, directly across from Boston Common. This is an image of our building taken from Boston Common. It's a 13-story condo building with 11 units. This includes a duplex and a house. Each floor only contains one condo unit. So ground floor, lobby, and a vehicular drop-off. And the second floor up is all residential all condo. This is a typical floor plan, and to orient you, this is Tremont Street, Boston Common, Avery Street to the south, and Mason Street east. In order to take advantage of the views afforded by our building, we have a wraparound balcony that goes from Tremont Street to Avery Street, which then connects to a bay window on Avery Street. In the back of the building, we have a bay window over Mason Street. This is a view of the southwest corner entrance, Tremont Street, Avery Street down here. You can see ground floor level, second floor level residential. There are balconies and our bay window over here don't start until the second floor. This is a view of the back of our building on Mason Street. So this is the vehicular pull-in drop-off area. You can see the overhang bay expression right here on Mason Street. It starts at the second one and goes up to enclose the mechanical and that has the proper. Introduce Susan Lang.
Members of the board, just by way of background, the original conception of the building was at 355 feet, which we've reduced to 155 feet through the Article 80 process. And it's an as-of-right project. However, we do need the vertical discontinuances for the projections to make it a feasible project on such a constrained site at the reduced height. Both the developer and the BPDA have co-petitioned the PIC for the discontinuance, and we believe we've taken into account the concerns affecting the public in designing the building, and that it's a good project for the entire central district. We received Article 80 approval for the project on October 20th, 2016. We also have approval from the Parks Commission and the BCDC, and we're actually before the BPDA board later today for the demonstration project plan and the taking area for the part that the city owns within the discontinuance area, all of which is to say it's been well vetted by other city agencies as well. Mark Jackson would like to go further into the plans.
So I'm Mark Jackson, VHB, and we're here today for 3 vertical discontinuances, since you're on the board. And the first one is the balcony that Jesse mentioned that wraps around Tremont and Avery Street, extends 5.3 feet over the property line, and ranges, depending on the sidewalk elevation, between 24.8 to 26 feet above grade. And the second and third discontinuances are along Mason Street, which is the bay window expression, and that extends 4.2 feet and is 15.5 feet above the sidewalk elevation. We've done coordination with all agencies and reached out to all utility companies, and We had 2 extensive meetings with the BPDA, Jill Zick and David Carlson, which resulted in removing the balcony on the 2nd floor and starting it on the 3rd to get that greater height above sidewalk, as well as notch in the bay expression along Mason Street.
Is this building under design review, or is this under construction? Is it? I don't. There's no presentation. Is this a new building going up? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, is the owner here? The owner of the building, the developer, are they not coming here? Oh. Is there anything else going along with this? New sidewalks? Is there a excavation plan? Or?
Yeah, so this is just to kind of, we haven't fully designed the building. We'll be back to do specific repair, the canopy license for over the door. But this is just to establish the building envelope as part of the demonstration project.
So do we have a tap-out agreement?
We are in the process of working on that, but we do not have
Yeah, construction management plan.
We're
Not
not
yet.
that far along yet. We need to.
I know there's initial discussions like a year ago or so that we were looking for a loading dock. Has that been included in this building at this point?
No.
Okay, so that's an issue. I mean, that was direction that we gave like a year ago. So I don't know if we're ready to go forward with anything until we really solidify a design, construction methodology, et cetera. You know, that's what this board does.
Why is it that you're here well before the design of the building to?
They can't design a building in space they don't own.
Okay, can you kind of brief us on this, Janet? Maybe help out?
I'm sorry, I'm sitting in for another attorney, so I didn't even know.
So
they
yeah,
were
I mean, like
finished.
they're designing a building that shows these bays and these projections, but they don't actually have any rights to that land yet. So in order to get a building approved, they actually have to have the ability to put in a building on their own property.
Is it all of this land, what's the plan on it? The BRA will take it and then?
Yes, so tonight we have on the agenda an order of taking for the vertical discontinuance
Okay.
areas that the city owns. A portion of them are owned by the developer.
So this is so you can design the building
Yeah.
knowing that you have the rights to the land that you need to design the building. That's better if that's brought out up front so we understand it, not just get into the technical details right away, so that we know why we're here.
But I'm a little concerned that we're approving stuff that we haven't fleshed this whole building and through the TAPA agreement, through the Article 80 that the TAPA agreement's part of. And we're at this point, we're making approvals based on something that we haven't even sat down to talk about. So I'm a little confused about that. You know, I understand that you need to get the projection to build the design, but we haven't even agreed upon the design.
So I think part of the thinking of the loading documents is Port shared for people to go in and out. It's only 12 or 11 units that back of Mason Street is a loading access. It is generally.
It's all no stopping. It's all no stopping. So those are the issues that we brought up a year ago, and we still have not heard back from your team yet. So it's concerning. Yet you're here to seek our approval on some actions, and it's been over a year since we've heard from you. So I just don't think we're here.
Well, I mean, this action here that we take, this doesn't, what does this do if it's approved? Even if the building's never built, if they decide they don't want to do it, so we approve some space that now, we're discontinuing this, do you get the space?
We get the space, but we'd be transferring it to them. The question is.
Right, we're giving up air rights right now.
We're giving up air rights, is all we're doing,
Yes.
which is okay, providing they go to the BRA. Do we get them back if they don't?
We could hold the airspace.
I mean, I don't mind these things going ahead. I would like a better explanation, but, you know.
But I wouldn't mind these things going forward either, but the project team hasn't been forthcoming with the department. So,
Yeah, maybe we need a meeting just to sit down with, maybe the owner needs to be there and the owner sit down with the transportation department and others and say,
Public Works.
yeah, let's go through the whole project. And then probably people would then feel better about saying, all right, we'll give you the air rights, then you can continue.
I think part of the issue is it's the chicken and egg problem of the developer just isn't comfortable doing the full design and review and everything else, knowing that we don't have access to part of the site yet.
I know what you mean. He just won't put the effort into all of this without that, but I mean, we're talking about a meeting. You know, that's all. No design.
Again, this is no business. I mean, we can move forward, set some things up, let's get this in process, so we don't have this issue, right?
We can set a hearing for the 30th of March, and then you can start.
Schedule a meeting between now and then.
Yes, that way we're not telling you can't come back, we're saying.
Or 4 weeks might be a little bit more appropriate for what you're gonna need to do.
And that way you can get this part by you, and then you can move on.
Great. Perfect. So we'll look to see you guys on April 13th. Is that right? That's our meeting 4 weeks from now. One thing you mentioned, Jesse, pick up and drop off of Tremont or off of Mason? Off of Mason. So all pick up and drop off would be, you imagine, off sort of the Pot Crochet inside your building on Mason Street. Okay.
I think that was part of a way to address not having a lot of cars on the street.
On Tremont, right?
Or,
Okay.
and also on Mason,
And-
if the cars,
Because they're coming into the
the Port
building.
Crochet has 2 spaces for 12 units, so.
Got it. It'll be important to see is there enough space inside that building to actually be able to move in, move out, or other large loading that's going to happen.
Which the characteristics on that, it's a major pain, and it's an issue because we have the theater that is constantly bringing in new shows and coordinating all that. I mean, we have some heavy trucking on that street, and, so, but, looking forward to review your project. Looks like a good one.
Thank you.
See you in 4 weeks. The next item, Yawkey Way, Boston proper, a street name change on a petition by the Yawkey Way abutters.
Good morning. Thank you. My name is Dennis Quilty. I am an attorney at McDermott, Quilty and Miller, representing the Boston Red Sox and the surrounding property owners. With me is Laura Martin from the Red Sox staff. If I may, the proposal is, as indicated, to request a name change for a portion of Yawkey Way, that being the portion westerly of Brookline Avenue, running in the direction of Audubon Circle. It runs basically between Overland and Maitland, which run in that westerly direction. It's the portion of the street that was basically built to accommodate the transit station, Yawkey Way Station. And in that area, generally, the commission has in the past approved a series of street furniture, street art, if you will, which consists of some retired Red Sox team numbers. And I may suggest while I have the mic that there will be a second request coming to you for additional such number placements. We're working with city agencies presently in that regard and hope to have something to you in the near future. But this request is to change that portion of Yawkey Way to David Ortiz Drive in honor, obviously, of the great Red Sox player and hopefully soon to be Hall of Famer, et cetera. So, and again, it would be that portion extending beyond Brookline Avenue, not Yawkey Way proper, if you will. Although I understand the entire street is Yawkey Way, we always had referred to it as Yawkey Way Extension. I understand that's not the case, but in any event, it's that piece only. We have made contact and have sign off from the abutting property owners. In the file as well should be a letter of support from District City Councilor Zachem, in whose district this lies, and an email from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services in which they support the application as well.
And just to confirm, all abutters have signed off in support?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any questions or comments? Amy or Todd? Members of the public? All right. 2 weeks enough time?
Perfect.
All right, we'll see you on March 30th.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item of new business, 10 Summer Street, Boston proper, a sidewalk cafe license on a petition by Cafe Nero of Americas, Inc.
Good morning. I'm attorney Susan Bernstein, representing Cafe Nero. My office is located in Needham, Massachusetts. I am joined by Bruce Kidder, who is the construction manager for Cafe Nero, and Chris Hodney of Niche Engineering. We are here this morning to present to you our plans for a sidewalk cafe at 10 Summer Street, the old Filene's building, where we are proposing to place 20 seats outside so people can enjoy the wonderful coffee and food that Cafe Nero sells. Chris, do you want to take a look and show us show the commission what we're proposing?
Sure. Chris Ani from Niche Engineering. So the Sidewalk Cafe consists of, as Susan just said, 10 tables with seating for 20, at least one space to be accessible. Cafe measures 36 feet by 12 foot 9 inches, and it leaves about 10.7 feet of sidewalk width between the cafe and the burn building. It also maintains 20 feet for fire access in Summer Street.
I just have a comment on the plan. I have no problem with the cafe, but I know the plan's pretty busy. I'm not asking to move things around, but it can put a little locus plan on. Sure. It's hard to tell from this where you are in the world.
We're right next to
Yeah,
Roach
yeah,
Brothers,
but without you to tell us,
I understand.
We have no clue.
Can you talk a little bit about the maintenance plan for this space and how it works with the rest of Summer Street? Or is that more for the bid?
Well,
How this would be maintained?
Oh, okay. I think they're permanent chairs and tables.
It's mostly high-end patio furniture. You know, our manager will go out every morning, clean it down. We've agreed with the building that it will be for all public use, not just Cafe Nero. Because when you set up any patio in that area, they like to have for everybody. So our managers go out there every day, at least once or twice a day, empty trash barrels, wipe stuff down, clean up. In the fall, everything's taken down and stored off-site to we have a facility in Weymouth where it goes to, and then it comes back in the spring.
And if there are any maintenance questions or concerns that are raised by members of the public, they should contact, they go to Cafe Nero.
They would go right to the manager of the space, and if he or she can't resolve it, we would get involved. Corporate headquarters would get involved.
I guess, what's the interaction with the bid on the public sidewalk?
We've already gone to them, and they have indicated their support letter, and I think someone may be here.
Anita, do you want to?
Good morning, I'm Anita Lauracell. I'm the planner for the bid. I'm here to support this project. We're excited to see this expansion. It's a great service, and we've met with them, and we'll work on anything we need to do. Thank you.
Any lessons learned from the Roach Brothers similar installation, which, correct me if I'm wrong, is just a couple feet away, that you've sort of incorporated into this design or this maintenance plan?
Actually, yes.
Great.
Have professionals design, make and install it. After we build ours, building management's going to ask them to duplicate what we did on theirs.
Got it.
Theirs is just kind of chintzy. Doesn't look nice. I don't know if you've ever been to a Cafe Nero. Our patios are pretty nice.
I believe we also received the level of service analysis on the pedestrian. Is that correct? That was submitted?
Yes, we submitted that last week.
Yep. My engineers have looked at that and approved that. So that's a good thing.
Any other questions or comments? Amy or Todd?
Nope.
All right, 2 weeks enough time?
That'd be great.
We'll see
Thank
on
you
March
very
30th.
much.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Aye.
Nope, it was unexpected.
who come to these lands, they come seeking betterment. They come seeking refuge. They come seeking upliftment. And we as a country are only richer and we are only better because of that pursuit.
It is unfortunate that in 2017 we still have to endure these types of